Guys, welcome back to Good Muchachos. I'm Marino. This is Julio. And today we wanted to have a discussion about something that is close to home and a journey that keeps on evolving for the both of us. Some of that includes healthy eating and tips, cultural foods, and our personal health experiences, and where we're headed in our journey. But that being said, with all kinds of different health advice surfacing online, it's become very hard for people to pinpoint exactly what is the right path for them. All right? But to be able to answer that, we must first define what it actually means to be healthy. So, what do you think that is, Julio?
Well, well, Marino, thanks for the introduction in the podcast, like always. And well, in my opinion, to be healthy is first of all, give your body the things that your body needs. In my case, I think it's healthy foods, physical exercise every time to maintain active your muscles and all your strength on your body, and mental health. And today we're going to discuss most of it of healthy food. So it means that give to your body the right amount of nutrients like proteins, carbs, and fats. So you can live in a good and a healthy way. Because nowadays, Marino, the people doesn't care too much about what they are eating. Also, they are having a very sedentary life in today's world with all the jobs, and also I think the world itself make pushes that by making remote jobs. A lot of people, including my parents, have been affected by that
Right.
because my dad is usually now sit down in his chair working, and he doesn't want to do so too much physical exercise. And well, we're going to talk about that later, but yeah, for me is that to give your body the right amount of nutrients for your health and physical and psychological health, to be really good, happy, and active and
Right.
strong.
Yeah. I think what it means to be healthy for me, it differs from person to person. But as someone who's been a naturopath for quite some time now, there's a general truth people need to grasp. And that is, regardless of factors like your race, your age, your gender, and diet, you need to be eating whole foods. So that means you need to be avoiding packaged and processed foods entirely. That health tip and that advice is very general, but very crucial at the same time because a
Mhm.
lot of people overlook it. It's something that is free to do and easy to apply, but given the world that we live in today, it's become very hard for people to do because there's so much information out there that nobody knows exactly what's actually right. And like you said, the other ones that add in over there, you got to be drinking enough water on a daily basis. You got to get your exercise, and also another one that's overlooked oftentimes is getting enough sunlight.
Mhm. Yeah, I think also, Marino, uh, talking about the good eating, I think we all here suffer from this of how can I say? We think that the healthy eating is but while we were tough in our childhood years by our parents, and our parents, they were taught how to eat well by their own parents. So this kind of, do you say, information that is over there in the internet, and you can search how to good health eating, the people doesn't investigate too much about that because they think, okay, I'm going to eat the same how can I say, the same way my parents and my grandparents did. but that's not 100% sure. By the way, guys, Marino is Italian. I'm from Peru, and we have
I'm Canadian. I'm
different
Canadian.
kind of. Sorry.
But my background is
Yeah,
European. I'm mixed. I'm
the thing,
half Italian,
the thing,
half Greek, but I consider
yeah, the thing,
myself more Italian.
yeah, the thing, yeah, the thing. So sorry, guys, that's not confusing because Marino lives in Canada, but he has their parents. One is from Italy, and another from Greek, and he always says for him, he says, okay, I'm like 80% Italian, 20% Greek, like that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. That's why for me, I like
just like this guy's an
say
Italian. Forget about
yeah, for me it's Italian.
his
No, but
Canadian
he know
passport.
no, but he knows both cultures. But the thing is that we both suffer from that too. We thought that good eating is just to eat our cultural foods, and junk eating was to eat junk food like burgers and pizzas from really big franchises. So it's not true. Healthy eating is to have a balanced diet. A balance is not. But people think that it's not eating nothing and in order to lose weight,
Yeah,
but it's not. It's give your body the right amount of nutrients that your body needs, and each body is a different world. So you have
yeah,
to do your research. You have to look for help if you don't know too much about the topic, and find the diet that works for you. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
think that thing is really important now, and to change the mind shift from the people all over the world, especially our parents and the old people, is really difficult nowadays, Marina. And you know that for our experience with our
Yeah,
parents and our family.
yeah, exactly. Well, I think we could say there's a myth buzz because people think that it's a one size fits all, and what's actually healthy for you depends on your individual needs, right? So it's not a one size fits all, and what may work for someone may not work for someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said a couple of minutes ago, eating whole foods, regardless of the factors, will apply to everybody in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a person who eats along the carnivore diet and you're eating only meat or mostly meat, right? Well, maybe you want to eat grass-fed beef, or organic chicken, for example. And if you're someone who eats a vegetarian diet, well, it's also important to eat nutrient dense vegetarian foods. So, organic fruits, organic vegetables, healthy whole grains, but that's where a lot of people go wrong with what they're eating is just they put a label on it and then they're just choosing all kinds of different foods that belong to that label. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually healthy for you and that they will leave your body in a balanced state in the long term, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also the foods that your parents and your grandparents eat, when you grow up, you become accustomed to those foods. So you're used to eating those foods on a day-to-day basis, and you're thought that those foods are the right foods to eat. But some of them, yes, some of them could be considered healthy foods, but not all of them, right? But the thing is, our parents and our grandparents and even people before that, our ancestors, they didn't necessarily have the knowledge that we have today to understand and really break down the foods that we're eating. So,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, me growing up surrounded by my Italian grandparents and having many friends that their families are also from Italy, that's all you grow up to know is Italian food. But yes, Italian food is my favorite and it's amazing. But eating something like, for example, a prosciutto and cheese sandwich with white bread isn't healthy for you. If you eat the same way as your parents and your grandparents and your ancestors, if they got a certain reaction from eating those foods over time or health problems from those foods, you have the chance to acquire those same health problems later on in the future.
The thing is, I think that people, well, all people, most of all, well, no, no, not all people, most of the people in the world think that if you're eating only your cultural food, that's a healthy path, and you're going to be fine.
Exactly.
That okay, that's the first thing that I want to mention. I think that's a problem, because like, well, in my case, I'm going to explain myself in a Peruvian way, then Marino in his experience. But Peru has a lot of great dishes, good, really good plates. Marino had the opportunity to try them. He loved a lot of Peruvian dishes, and yeah, there's a lot of them that are really healthy, like ceviche, for example. That is just fish. That doesn't going. It's not going to get you fat. But there's also another dishes that are really great. Like one of my favorite is lomo saltado. Like Marino loves it. It's
Yeah,
a
that's amazing.
great.
That's dish.
It's a really good plate, but it has a lot of things that makes you. It has a lot of calories, a lot of carbs. It has rice and potato, and also with the sauce and all that thing. Yeah, it's good if you are going to eat once a week that thing and you're going to be fine. But here in Peru, like the people think that eating that things is healthy and you're going to be okay and you're not going to get fat. But it's not the truth. You have to
Yeah.
balance that kind of foods in your daily day. So in my experience, when I what we can say years ago when I was studying in the university, my daily day was like this. First of all, on breakfast, I was eating two fried eggs, three breads, and Quaker or Quaker, and or coffee.
Just to put it in quackers, as he says, it is
Quaker is the
oats.
label.
Yeah.
Yeah, oats. Yeah, and here in Peru, well, in my family, in all my family, we say Quaker. Then at lunch, I was eating any kind of Peruvian dish. It can be arroz con pollo, lomo saltado, ají de gallina, really amazing dishes. I recommend you guys, if you're from outside Peru, I recommend you to come here and try them. Marino, uh, try them, and he loves it. And that's for my lunch. My
Yeah.
Peruvian plate, my main plate, and also my soup. And I can drink with that with a lemonade or a Inca Cola or any kind of juice. And then at dinner, I was eating the same thing that I was eating at the lunch. The same thing. If I eat at lunch arroz con pollo, I was going to eat again arroz con pollo at dinner.
Right.
And some people do. What's the name of the thing after the dinner? It's a brunch, like a
After dinner, like
yeah,
like an evening snack or something.
something like that. So my dad used to do that with when he was younger.
Like
And
at what
after that,
time? What time at night?
maybe my dad was eating dinner at 6 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. He was eating again,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like bread with coffee or tea, you know,
Right.
butter, or fried eggs. So you see, the Peruvian dishes are good, but they have a lot of calories in some of them, and all of them have rice, and rice, you can get fat by that.
Yeah.
So you have
Well.
to balance the kind of things.
Yeah.
You have to
Exactly.
balance the kind of things. Also, Marino, tell me, like I said, tell me a daily day of a normal. By when in your case, you feel more Italian, so tell me more at the daily day of an Italian guy.
Yeah.
What they are they their foods of a normal guy eating in a normal day, in breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe in Italy they probably eat much different than how I ate here in Canada or the way I grew up.
No, but your
But
experience.
like
Hmm.
like I wasn't too big on breakfast, but in the morning when I was younger, I would have like cereal with those
Hmm.
artificial food coloring and artificial
Yep.
flavoring, which is absolutely horrible for you. But back then, nobody actually really thought about that. So it's just like, oh, the government was telling you that this is a healthy food to eat for breakfast when it wasn't.
And you as a
Uh,
kid, you love it because of the flavor and that kind of thing.
exactly. Right. Reese's Puffs. I don't know
Mhm.
if you know that one.
No, I was eating Captain Crunch here. In
Or I used to eat cookies with milk. That's
Mhm.
cookies is my weakness. Maybe because I ate
Yeah.
so much cookies with milk when I was younger. Probably because of that. Stayed
Mhm.
with me.
Mhm.
So for lunch, especially when I was in elementary school and even in high school, I always used to have a panini.
Okay.
What what
What's a
what, what
panini?
was in one? It's another way of saying a sandwich in Italian.
Okay.
I had like Subways, homemade Subways every day. I had
Shit,
like
man.
prosciutto, mortadella, provolone cheese inside, tomato,
But I think,
lettuce.
but I think that you at that time you love it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I was very picky when I was younger, mostly because I was eating a lot of junk food. You know, like aside
Yeah.
aside from those Italian foods that I was eating, I was also eating a lot of junk food that a lot of kids were accustomed to eating when I was younger. It's like bear paws, Dunkaroos, fruit roll up.
Like your
So
weekly McDonald's.
oh yeah, I also had McDonald's once a week on Fridays. So that was also not good. So
For a,
that's what I'm saying. The
for a kid,
combination,
for a kid, it's amazing. But well,
yeah. It's for dinner. I used to have a lot of pasta. Sometimes it was very rare that I had like a steak. So I'll have meat now a lot more than I was
but
when I
look,
was younger.
but comparing your food with my food, I think your food is you had more calories than I had
Yeah.
in my
Well,
youth.
yeah, we have more calories, but it's also because we ate a lot too. Like you were saying that you would finish the supper time at around, let's say, 6 or 6:30, and then like later on, or maybe 2 hours later, you would eat again.
Yeah, some people do
So
that. My dad used to, but one time in my case, like I told Marino that thing a long time ago when I was studying my career. I think for one period of time in my life, I think for 3 or 2 months, I was eating at 3 a.m. every day. I mean, I don't know if that's for that is
yeah,
for anxious, or I don't know, but I was eating at 3 a.m. every day. So also that's fucked up because I was eating the same thing on lunch, and then I was going to bed after that, and all the things was keeping there, and I didn't burn it, so I was getting fat over the time.
yeah,
So
you were
that's the sad thing.
you were eating more calories than what you were using.
Yeah, I was eating I was eating a lot, man.
That
I
was
think now I eat less than before.
yeah, that was the same thing for me. That was the same thing for me. That's what I was saying. Like the portions were very large. Like the portions that I was eating when I was younger were the portions that you can feed two adults probably.
Mhm.
So there were
But
times
nowadays,
there
Marino,
were
but
times that there were times when I was younger. Sorry to interject. There were times when I
mhm.
was younger that my twice that happened. That my grandmother fed me so much that I ended up throwing up because because I had too much food in my system, and she was just
Yeah,
like
but you didn't.
forcing me to
But
eat.
you she was first okay. But if you don't want to eat and you don't have enough space, you need to stop, man. You don't have to still eating, so
Yeah.
you have to stop.
Yeah, but even if I stopped, even if I tried to say no, I don't want it, it wouldn't fly by her. She would be like,
But
she thought that I was gonna be
but
deficient or I was starving.
yeah, but until now, Marino, you eat a lot more than me. I think.
Right now, I'm eating around 2,200 calories a day, which is what I've been doing for the past year because I'm trying to reduce body fat percentage. So I'm at a calorie deficit than what I was used to,
Yeah,
and the
Marino, I
the
promise that this
so
year we're going to have the six pack. Okay.
yes,
What?
in a couple of months we'll both have six packs.
Marino,
So
tell me, you are so sorry that I'm okay. Finish your. your idea. Sorry for interrupting you.
I'm in a calorie deficit, so I'm eating less calories, but
Okay.
I generally have 2 meals a day. That's how I like to do it. I like to do intermittent fasting, which I pretty
Okay.
I fast the whole morning up until noon, and then I start eating at noon, and I stop eating at around 7 p.m.
And what kind of foods are you eating now? Now in your
Well,
nowadays?
I'm a mix of foods, of course, but I'm eating red meat, so grass-fed ground beef, grass-fed filet mignon as a steak. Uh, I'm eating. I'm choosing duck eggs over chicken eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Duck eggs are a little bit larger than chicken eggs.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And for me, at least over here in Canada, the quality of duck eggs are much better than the chicken eggs.
Okay. And so
Uh,
that's the diet you prepare to yourself.
yeah, I'm eating that. I'm eating healthy carbs. Like carbs are fine
Mm-hmm.
to eat. It's not a bad thing to eat carbs. You just have to eat the right
Yeah.
carbs. So
The
like
carbs gives you energy for the
exactly
gym
like
also for the gym too.
if I eat pita bread, for example, it's a whole wheat spelt pita bread or spelt pasta. So fruits are also healthy carbs too. Like
Yeah.
I'm eating blueberries, kiwi, yeah, banana.
And tell me your experience. Why do you what was the source of this, Marino? What was the source that you say, okay, I'm going to research? Because people, Marino also, he's one of his jobs is to help people how to eat properly. So if you want to have any kind of help from him, you can ask in the comments, or you can follow him in his social accounts, most of them on Instagram. So you can ask whatever question to him,
Yeah,
and he will help you, no problem. But my question is, what is the source of this, Marino? Why do you start to change your mind about the healthy food? Why do you start to do your research, and also to start to eat different than your family? Because, like me, Marina, I think had the same issues, that your family is going to look you like a weirdo to eat in a different way, and also like waiting your food, uh, trying to not eat
yeah,
packaged food. So tell me from the beginning how that happened to you, man.
yeah. So the way I got into wanting to help people with their nutrition or their health problems using natural methods, because all of what I do uses natural methods. The motivation and the spark for that was because I was dealing with a share of my own health issues. They weren't major issues, but like I would wake up very tired. I would feel lightheaded. Sometimes I would feel dizzy just randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just didn't feel the best physically.
Yeah.
So this was around when I was like 22 or 23 years old, and I was looking, I was researching and looking for ways online to
Mm-hmm.
help improve my situation, and also to potentially try to improve my eyesight naturally. So
Mm-hmm.
I wear glasses, and I wanted to improve my myopia using natural methods without glasses, without wearing
Mm-hmm.
glasses. So after researching, I came across a couple of different sources that was really eye opening to me. That was essentially saying that all of the foods that I was eating up to that point
Mm-hmm.
were basically all the foods that cause diseases and health problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went into a deep dive, and I went cold turkey, because that's something about me. When I do things cold turkey. It's rare that I give it like I give it some time to ease into it. I just, when I'm passionate about something and I see something that opens up my eyes, I want to do it right away.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I saw that information, and I saw other people who benefited from that information after incorporating in their own lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what do I have to lose? Let me give it a try. So I started trying it, but like anything in life, you have to be consistent with it. So you can't just like try this type of diet for 1 month and then expect to see your whole life change. You have to stick with it for a couple of months at a time.
Or more.
Or more, exactly. In my case, that diet was called the alkaline diet by Dr. Sebi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you who don't know Dr. Sebi, I urge you to go and look into him. He's an amazing natural healer, and he did a lot of great things for people around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I took his methods, I took his nutritional diet, I incorporated it into my life. And when I started, I definitely got a lot of backlash because it's very, very different than what we were used to eating with my family.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody around me was like, "What are you doing? Like you're crazy. You're crazy for doing this." Because it was an alkaline plant-based diet. So there was no dairy, there was no meat. It was just alkaline fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and the approved natural sugars and spices. That's it. And to drink, the only thing I had was spring water to drink. So I did that for a couple of months, and I saw the results. So over a couple of months, I started feeling better. The symptoms that I had of being tired, sluggish, difficulty waking up in the morning, feeling dizzy, feeling lightheaded, they all went away. All of it.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it worked for me, and after incorporating the diet, I also wanted to try fasting. So,
what's fasting?
Well, fasting is basically you stop eating solid food for you don't have to stop eating solid food because there's different types of fast. But the fast that I did is I stopped eating solid food for 2 weeks. So the only things that I was consuming was my natural supplements and spring water, 4 liters of spring water on a daily basis to help remove and flush out all the toxins and junk that has accumulated in my system over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for 2 weeks, and even during the process, especially after, because it takes, your body goes through an adjustment period when you start fasting. So it takes a good 4 or 5 days for your body to adjust and kind of get used to that because it's like a shock.
Yes.
But even during the cleanse, and I felt absolutely amazing. I was just so impressed that although I wasn't eating any solid foods, I felt good. I felt better than when I was eating 2 or 3 times a day solid food. So that's the crazy part about it, and that's the myth that I think people believe in, is that you have to eat 3 times a day. But you don't actually have to eat 3 times a day. If you go back in history, our ancestors never ate 3 times a day. They ate once, maximum twice a day.
Yeah.
So definitely the amount of food that people are eating nowadays is way too much.
That rule of eating 3 times a day is a lie, man. It's because we know the world changed and the jobs were created, and we have like schedule to complete. I have to, eat before the job, during the job, and after the job. So that's a cultural thing that emerged when that kind of things were created in the world. And our ancestors, they had to go for their prey in order to eat. So there's not going to be food every day. So
they had to work for their food. That's the difference. In our world, food is just it's easily accessible.
Now instead of hunt animals to eat, we go to the supermarket. So
exactly.
So it's very easy to us to get food. And what you speak, I see that you made a lot of kind of different type of diets. And that's good. I'm glad that it helps you. and now you find your
Yeah.
how can I say, the best diet for you, and that
Yeah.
is eating two
Well,
times a day,
I,
and the things that you're eating.
yeah. Well, just to add in there,
Mhm.
sorry to cut you off. Like, I'm no longer doing just strictly alkaline plant based because I am incorporating meat now, but I'm still eating alkaline foods to balance out the
Yeah,
the other things that I'm eating. So I still have my alkaline fruits. I still have my alkaline whole grains. So yes, it balances out.
yeah. Balance is everything here. If you want to get, well, it depends of what you want in your body. What's your goal? No, it depends. What's the ideal diet for you to eat according to the goal that you want. If you want to look aesthetic, if you want to look big, if you want to look just fat. So it's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a science over there. So in my case, when I was starting to this world of healthy eating, most of it I started because I didn't like what I see in my own mirror. I didn't like that I was seeing a lot of a fat belly in my stomach. My face was I have more cheeks. I was I look older, man. I look like a 30-year-old man. So I didn't like that.
And now you're 30 years old,
Uh,
almost.
and no, I'm 29 years old. Not 30, not 30. I'm in my 20s.
You're approaching. You're
The thing is
approaching.
that I think is that I didn't like what I see in the mirror, and I remember when that happened to me, I was stopped eating. I didn't at that time. It was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I stopped doing breakfast. I only do my lunch, eat my lunch, and for dinner I was eating only fruit, maybe an apple, and crackers and water. I did lose I lost weight, but I lost weight, but I look skinny, just skinny without any kind of muscles in my body.
Skinny fat.
Exactly. So I was skinny with a little bit of belly. Yeah, I look younger, but I was skinny. I didn't look aesthetic. So I went to the gym. I got a personal trainer. I told him what's my goal. I just want to look. I want to look healthy and aesthetic, because there are people that wants to look big, like this, a lot of muscles, a lot of. But I don't
Yeah.
want that. I'm not going to the competition. So yeah, he gave me my diet. I'm recently doing it because I was working outside Lima. So I'm a civil engineer. So when I was working outside Lima in a project, in the same construction area, the people gave us our food. So I didn't have the privilege to choose what I want to eat every day. So I have to adapt, you know.
Yeah.
And that didn't allow me to follow my diet properly. But here I found out that I didn't make the kind of diet that Marino did, but I only give my body the nutrients that it needs according to my lifestyle, my exercises, the things that I do, and that kind of thing. And like Marino said, I feel fantastic now. I feel really, really good in comparison to 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
I don't have too much illness. I have more energy. I have a very clear mind. My psychological health is better. My energy also, and my mucus. Marino told me that I had a lot of mucus before.
And
So
inflammation.
yeah, so eating properly helped me a lot. And my daily eating, I'm eating every day the same thing, guys. I'm eating on breakfast eggs, boiled eggs, papaya juice. How do you say papaya in English, man?
The same thing,
Papaya,
papaya.
a papaya juice, and Quaker avena. And for lunch, I'm eating chicken, rice in the amount portions. I have to weigh my food. Everything is weighed. I have my quantities, and I have a balance that Marine. I think the balance I have in my home is from you, right?
Yeah, the
A person
scale. Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
yeah,
Yeah. I got
Marino
it
is
for you.
Marino's boyfriend of my sister, and he gave to her that balance. So I
Yeah,
use
and
it
she doesn't use
every
it. You
day.
use it.
I use it every day. I don't know if she used it, but I use it every day. It's amazing that balance, man. Thank you for that. I'm waiting all my food. At the beginning, my parents were looking like I'm a weirdo, like I'm a, what the fuck are you doing, man? You have to eat, just eat, and that's it, and you're going to be healthy. Just don't eat junk food. Don't eat Burger King. Don't eat Pizza Hut. Don't eat that kind of stuff, and you're going to be
Yeah,
fine. But no, it's not that thing.
it's much more than
So
it
I'm
than
eating.
that.
It's much more. You have to weigh. You have to eat the right amount of food. I okay. My lunch, I'm eating chicken, salad, and rice, and that's it. At before dinner, I'm eating a banana and my shaker of protein and creatine. And at dinner, I'm eating boiled potato and chicken and an apple. That's my daily day of eating. I'm eating the same thing every day. And yeah, guys, and you say Marino is to be consistent because a lot of people can't control their impulses. They can't control what they no man. My friends still told me, Marino, Julio, you're crazy. I wouldn't be able to eat every day the same food.
Yeah,
Why? Why? So
yeah,
you can do it, and also and if you see improves in your body and you see that you're more aesthetic look, you lose fat, you lose belly, it's going to give you more
you.
incentive
Yeah,
to keep doing it. And
exactly.
also, guys, and also Marino and guys, doing diet doesn't mean you have to eliminate junk food for your life. We'll have, like Marino said, we'll have weakness. Marino is the cookies. My weakness are the sodas. All sodas. Well, the Peruvian sodas. Because there are sodas that Marino knows that I didn't know about them, but that's my weakness. I think because my
Inca
mom was
Cola.
yeah, Inca Cola. If you're not from Peru, you have to try it. Marino, everybody loves it, even the gringos, but I don't know why Marino doesn't like it. It's really
Nah,
weird.
it tastes like
But
bubblegum. Not a fan.
it's yeah, but every gringo that I
Yeah.
knew
Well,
before
that's
you,
that's
they love
probably
it.
yeah. That's probably because I don't drink sodas at all. Like
Yeah, maybe. And
zero.
well, you used to drink sodas
Yeah.
when you
What
were
when I was probably like the last time that I used to drink sodas regularly, I was probably like 14 years old.
no. In my case was really soon. When I went to Canada in September, Marino and his family put a lot of Coca Colas in their fridge just for me.
Yeah, we stocked up just for you.
Yeah, you have like 30 Coca Cola cans in their fridge, so in his fridge, so it was really funny. But the thing is that. You have to eat consciously, but you can also have your junk foods. One meal. It's not that you have all one day with junk food. You have one meal in your week to eat your junk food that you want. You can eat burgers, you can eat pizza, you can eat pasta, you
Yeah.
can eat a lot of in a lot of quantity because once a week doesn't it's not going to affect your body in any kind of way because your body is being consistent in eating properly.
Yeah. What one meal
No,
one time a week? 'Cause a lot of people
one meal.
do the whole day. It's a cheat
People
day.
think okay yeah people say cheat day that's breakfast lunch and dinner is to eat junk it's not like that.
Yeah.
So
Gotta control it.
think really well what you're going to what you're going to eat by your junk food to so in order that you can enjoy it the best as you can.
Right.
In my case last week I ate Burger King. I my cheat meal at 2 a.m. because I was outside. I was getting out from a disco, so I want to eat Burger King with my friend. But that's the thing, and eating that doesn't affect my diet.
Your
Also, I'm
plan.
in deficit. I'm losing fat how to
Yeah.
say it?
Body fat
Fat
percentage.
body fat percentage. I'm losing 400 kilos per week. So and I was eating burgers weekly, one time a week. I'm fine because I'm only eat once time a week and one meal my junk food and that's it.
Yeah.
So control your weakness, people. Control your weakness, Marino, with your cookies. I also have to control my weakness with the soda.
100%.
And you're going to and you're going to be fine. Also, Marino, you as a specialist in the material, a lot of
Yeah.
people have like impulses to eat a little bit of sugar things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, what kind of things do you can advise to people? What's your solutions in cravings, for example? What kind of foods they can eat?
Well, in general, when we get cravings, it's because we're malnourished. So, I would say to eliminate or reduce sugar cravings, for example, just ensure that the body is properly nourished, and to avoid emotional eating by reducing stress. So, which because stress triggers cravings.
Exactly.
So you
That's very
also
true.
you also want to increase your intake of water, at least 3 liters of spring water a day, and of course you want to be eating healthy foods, nutritious foods, because the more you eat those nutritious foods, the more that your body has what it needs to repair itself or to heal itself, right?
Hmm.
But at least in my mind, like sugar cravings is compared to, let's say, being addicted to cigarettes, because people don't realize that difficulty letting go of certain types of foods, let's say chocolate, for example, because you have to have chocolate every day or every other day,
Hmm.
then clearly you are addicted to it if you
Hmm.
can't let go of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
would say
very.
the best ways to reduce your sugar cravings is to do as I explained. Just make sure that you're properly hydrated and you're properly nourished by eating nutritious foods.
I think also that you said that it was coming with I don't know what's the word that you said. I remember worries, anxiety. You say a word.
Anxiety or stress?
Yeah, stress, exactly. I think also have a good diet. You have to complement it with exercise, that kind of things, and also to keep your body active, like
Yeah.
walking every day, a daily walk at 10,000 steps a day. It will make that kind of things get lower and lower,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
lower and lower. So, like Moreno said, I had that kind of things before. I remember I wasn't able to live if I don't eat my daily chocolate a day, my sublime. I remember one time, but after doing good diet, exercise, and my walking, I have the necessity to eat that. Maybe I can do it in my cheat meal, like in that day, okay, but that not every day, no. And guys, if you're going to start doing a diet, and oh, I'm recommend from my perspective to always join it with exercise. Start with something very easy that all people in the world can do. Walking is an exercise that not much people know that it's a really good exercise to lose weight,
Yeah.
to lose belly. Doing 10,000 steps daily is going to change your life completely. No,
Yeah.
physically and also in a mental way. By walking, you can listen to music or uh, feel free from all the kind of busy
Yeah.
life you
And
have.
reduce the
You can
stress.
reduce stress. You can think about your projects. You can think about any problem you had, and you can how you can solve it. You can talk with yourself. You know, it helps to feel that freedom, feel that relaxed time. It's really important to you to
Yeah.
have time for you, to have a time to talk to you is really amazing. I recommend you that, people, and also take care of your body. We only have one body in our life, so we have to take
Do
care
your
of it.
best to take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we only have one body,
Well,
so
along the topic of diet and cuisine, So every year, Taste Atlas reveals its top 100 cuisines from around the world. The 2026 list came out not too long ago, and based on the highest average scores, can you guess the top three cuisines for 2026? Starting with number one.
First Peru, second Peru, third Peru, and fourth Peru.
You wish, you
No,
wish.
no. No, no. Well, we know that Peru is in the top three. I think Marino showed me that months ago because he was making fun of me. Uh, because his two favorite countries were in the top three. So I know for a fact because you showed me before. I remember is the Italian food the first place, right?
Yeah, Italy is first.
Se- Second place is Peru, I think.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Okay, it's Greece. It's Greece,
Yeah, Greece is it,
and then Peru.
and then third place Peru. What do you what do you have to say about Italy being in first place?
No,
We're
that's
just gonna
that's
share screen over here just to show the viewers.
there's a math in that list, man. So no,
You
no,
you think
no,
you
no.
think you think the mafia paid off
Maybe mafia
the
threatened the
reviewers.
guys the guys from the the guys from the page or I don't know. But no,
Yeah,
we
here.
have this we have this conversation with Marino. Sorry, Marino, but we have sorry, Marino, but we have this conversation with Marino, and maybe this kind of list uh see more than we think that it is. What can I what's
Well,
the meaning of that?
well,
Uh,
look over here.
Marino,
You also have. Sorry, just to cut you off. In fourth, Portugal, and in fifth, um, Spain. Right, Spanish cuisine. But it's actually where's Canada over here? United
Canada doesn't
States.
have any cultural food.
No,
Don't worry.
I know. But I just want to see how shitty they are.
No, but Marino told me, okay, I, I told him that it's really weird that the best cuisine in the world is Italy, but the best restaurant in the world is Peru. So it's in Peru. But he told me that maybe in that list they see more things that we don't see at first sight. For
Yeah,
example, that Italy
exactly. Yeah,
people took too seriously their food. If I break a pasta in their faces, they're going to get mad or they're going to get crazy. So
yeah.
or the passion, the global no, the global passion. Uh, well, the Italian passion on the
The
food
passion for food
is
amongst the
strong, I
Italians is
think.
very, very high. Yeah, this is the just traditions are around food, like making prosciutto, making wine. Uh,
Yeah,
the every year we make tomato sauce for the whole year. So those are a lot
yeah,
of
but
things that some people don't know about.
yeah, maybe these kind of things make Italy the first and Greece in the second place. However, in Peru, we also are very passionate by the food, and you know it. I know it.
Yeah,
We're
but
really
not as
passionate
much.
about the
Yeah, but
food,
not as much as Italians. Come on,
and also
come on.
the flavor in the Peruvian food. Well, I'm Peruvian, so I'm going to always choose my
He's
my
biased. He's
my
biased.
my cultural foods, but also your family, Marino. I think your mom and your dad and your sister told that they like Peruvian food more than Italian. Remember?
I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to re-ask.
I asked them how much ago? 2 months ago. Maybe we can bring them to the podcast and we can ask them
We can ask
personally
him
what they
again. Yeah.
what they think. But I remember they told me that. Oh well. Maybe in the future we want to be the first place. Like we deserve that place, man, and you know it.
Well, I believe maybe. Well, I don't think first place, but maybe you deserve second place. But you
No,
guys
no, no.
you guys moved up from last year's list. I think last year you guys were in fifth place. So it's definitely it's moving up in the ranks. You know, it's gaining popularity.
Yeah, let's see how it's going in these years. Maybe it's going to give you a surprise, man. So be ready. Be ready for that.
Be ready for Italy
Be
to be
ready
first
for
place again next year.
no. That's a mafia thing there. We know that. We know that. So
So
yeah, come.
going back to what we were talking about earlier, we were talking about also incorporating exercise into our lives, which is very very important. Aside
Yeah,
from uh, doing the right diet, right? But the diet is the biggest part. You first have to get the diet on point.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the
But then
80% if you want to see change in your body,
yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly. Like if all else fails, you don't do exercise and I don't know, you don't get enough sunlight, you don't the diet has to be on point. And the other stuff are also just as important. But if I had to put one of those categories in the top spot, that's what it would be diet. And also another thing to note, being healthy doesn't necessarily mean that just because you look good on the outside, that you're healthy on the inside. So you were saying
Mhm.
earlier about having aesthetic looks. A lot of trainers actually, they look good aesthetically on the outside, but in the inside, they're suffering,
Yeah.
right?
The,
So that's because, yeah, the foods you could be eating contain a lot of protein because the industry emphasizes so much on protein, but it's not only about protein. Like,
yeah.
you can't only be eating foods with the thought of how much protein there is in that food. Like, there's so many other factors to consider when it comes to putting something in your body that's going to be beneficial for your health.
Exactly.
And so like people have to be careful with that because you know you could be eating something thinking that it's healthy for you and it's going to make you look physically aesthetic in the long term, but you could be damaging the inside of your body as well. That's what I try to focus on as well because a couple of trainers that I met and spoke to would often just think about, okay, what are they going to eat to get to their results, the aesthetic physical results. But a lot of them are not necessarily thinking about what are they going to eat to get the results that they want aesthetically and look good, but also feel good in the long term and make sure that your insides are clean.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like you said, a lot of trainers. These trainers that you say they are natural trainers, or they have another thing in the going on in their muscles, like
Yeah,
testosterone, that kind
yeah.
of things.
Even the trainers that are not taking performance enhancement drugs, I'm just talking right now about the diet that they're consuming,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, just because you're eating red meat or just because you're eating eggs, well, you have to go deeper than that. You have to go to the source of where that meat is coming from, uh,
Hmm.
where those eggs are being produced, and so on,
Hmm.
right? And that's why I was saying earlier that I eat grass-fed uh, beef and grass-fed steaks and duck eggs that are produced from a local farm, not too far from where I live.
Yeah. So to be
So
sure, what the thing you're putting in your mouth.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
To, yeah. I
It,
don't know
it,
why people
it,
now.
yeah,
I don't know why people now are afraid about calories or carbs. That kind of things in a balanced way is good for you. That gives you energy to do exercises and do a lot of things. So there's also a lot of myths over there. And like Marino said, the thing is, oh, apart from uh, be sure that the source of the kind of food that you're putting in your mouth, also you have to balance this these factors, fats, carbs, and proteins to your body in order to get a good health and a good feeling of your body. Um, and it's difficult, man. It's difficult that kind of uh, to change the chip of the people to eat properly is you think that it's difficult now. In my case, in my experience, that I want my parents to eat properly. They don't uh, trust too much about this kind of things, so they want to still eat in the way they think is the good way, and they don't want to do the research. So, in your experience as a professional in this area, to change the mind of the people is difficult when they are
Yeah.
adults in this kind of
Yeah,
topic.
it's difficult for a lot of people because like I said, like they got so used to a certain way of eating that to get out of that lifestyle, they have to break that habit, right? And that's why I compared earlier that it's almost like, comparing someone to who is addicted to cigarettes, who can't stop smoking cigarettes.
Mhm,
There's people can't stop eating the foods that they're eating because they're so used to eating it, right?
mhm. Yes.
So once you can break that cycle and you can, I'm not saying that you have to do it cold turkey. You can definitely ease into it, eliminate or substitute certain foods every now and then, and eventually you're going to, completely adjust your diet and correct it. And that's going to correct or prevent a lot of the health problems that people experience nowadays.
Mhm.
So you gotta listen to your body's cues and align with your lifestyle and your schedule. And as we were saying, you don't have to eat 3 times a day. You can eat twice a day if you want. Just make sure that you're getting the your essential vitamins and minerals.
One phrase that you say before that I like it was, I remember, I don't know if it was today or weeks ago or a month ago, but you told me that your body gives you alarms of what's going on. So pay
Yeah,
attention to
your
those
body.
alarms.
Yeah, exactly. The symptoms that you feel are the alarms, and most people will be like, "Oh, like you know, I feel lightheaded or I feel dizzy. Oh, it's nothing. It's gonna pass." But it starts from there
Or
and it manifests into something even bigger
or
later
I take
on.
or I take a pill and that's it. Okay.
Yeah, take a pill. I mean, look, if you're getting a fever and you're getting sick a couple of times a year, well, then your body right there is telling you that you're not in a healthy state
Hmm.
because that shouldn't be happening. Your body should
Yeah.
be strong enough to prevent that from happening, right?
Hmm.
And if you do get sick, like you have the flu, you have a fever, then it's best to go about it the natural way and not take any pharmaceutical drugs to get rid of the symptoms. Because by fighting it the natural way, your body is going to become stronger for the next time that that happens. And you won't be harming your system with pharmaceutical drugs, which have side effects,
Okay,
right?
yeah. Okay, we can save that for another podcast maybe about the
Yeah.
pills. But also, but you so to end that part of the things. So you are not like you don't support the use of pills, or you support the use of pills in a very extreme situation.
Well, I think it has its place, but I'm saying that in most cases it could be avoided.
Okay,
Like you could avoid taking them for something like I have a fever or I have a flu. You don't
by
need to.
changing
You don't.
your lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. By changing your lifestyle and also substituting for natural medicine, like certain herbs. Like for example, if you have the flu, Something that's very good is eucalyptus. Ginger is another one, just as an example. So there's a lot of things that you can do about it. You just have to research the
Yeah.
methods and apply what
Apply it.
exactly, and then figure out what works for you.
Nice, Marino, nice. Maybe we can talk about this topic later in our podcast.
Yeah, we're
If
definitely gonna
you-
have another podcast later on.
Yeah, I know
diving into
Marino
the
has a lot
subject.
I know that Marino had a lot to say about the topic. So if you guys also want to hear, or no, sorry, if you guys have a recommendation for a topic, just put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
And we're going to read all of your recommendations.
Yeah. All right.
So Marino, also Marino, before sorry for interrupting, but I have also a trivia question for you. Okay, Marino, for you, what's more important to not gain weight? Okay,
Yeah.
how many times you eat a day, or how much calorie you consume a day?
How many calories you're consuming a day?
Exactly.
Because you
Because if
you
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 don't,
can
yeah,
you can eat 5 or 6 times a day and still get
yeah,
the amount of calories that's on your plan, right? So
yeah.
you can eat
It depends
smaller
how you
portions
eat.
if you want.
Exactly. You have to always keep an eye on that. Nice, Marino.
Yeah.
You are you know about your area.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, guys, thanks for listening. We really hope you guys learned something from this episode. If you want more in depth health tips, make sure to follow me on my personal page. I'll tag it down below. We'd also love to see you implement at least one change this week and let us know what your personal health goals are in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us grow and we appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Good muchachos out.